Hello, everybody. Welcome in. So today we are doing episode 30 of Lost Minds and the Mad Mage. So, they have recently come up from the Dungeon Mad Mage, if I remember that correctly. And they're back in Waterdeep. I'm not sure exactly what shenanigans they're going to get into. You know, there's a fair amount of improv going on today, I think. But it should be a good session. So let's get started. Welcome to the game, everybody. Would anybody like to go over what happened and where we're at? I'll be honest, it's been a hectic week and I don't exactly remember what's going on for the most part.
Well, Ren should definitely go over it because she's the note taker.
Agreed.
Me?
She wasn't even here last session. That's brutal, bro.
I know,
I think he was joking.
Joking. But
I was
yeah,
listening,
so
but definitely wasn't taking notes.
yeah, so we finished the quest with Haleth. He got his revenge. We came up to the yawning portal, and we went to put Haleth to rest at one of the houses of Ilmater. When we were there, we saw a friendly face, the same person that healed Val initially. And on our way there, the Red Mage, we found out the Red Mage is looking for Ray. And she is now in disguised in her room with Ren. And I believe Zynn and Valeran are just off to do a couple shopping things before the day ends. I think it's around 2 or 3 at this time.
We also have Haleth's funeral at noon the next day.
Yes, that is correct.
Indeed. So, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Where was the exact point we left off? You guys what were you doing?
Heading to Bob's, Arcane Bob's.
Heading to Bob's. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think Ray and Ren are in Ray's room for now with Yukina.
Yeah, I think I'm doing the potion thing.
I think you were trying to create your cantrip, I believe it was.
Sorry, yeah, my cantrip.
Okay. So, I would say that the two of you in the room would probably be going first, since it's going to take them a little time to get up to the market from where you are. You got to cross half the city. So,
yeah,
I believe you know you have your rules written down for creating this, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, how long do you wish to spend trying this?
Do I need
Let's
to help at
go.
all?
I think so.
I just want to give you help actions if it's that thing.
It is got to do with magic. You have no magic ability. I'm going to say, I believe what we had said is because you weren't here, you were going to be staying with Ray in case somebody from the Red Wizards came by to, help protect her. As for helping her with creating a magic spell, unfortunately, I would have to say that as a barbarian, no.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure if that was a thing, it was being accounted for. Yeah.
But if you would like to, you could always, if there's something else you wanted to work on while you're there watching Ray's back, I wouldn't be opposed to it, probably.
No, I'm good.
All right. Ray, how many hours do you want to spend doing this?
So you said it's 2 right now. Let's go till 6, I guess, like dinner time.
All right. 4 hours. So you get 4 rolls. I believe it was 4 rolls, right? 1 per hour?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see it. Did we say what type of roll?
It's wisdom, I believe, at disadvantage right now.
Yeah, just straight roll, right? It's not, just a regular wisdom, not a skill check. That's what we said, right?
Yeah.
All right. Give me your disadvantage rolls. And the DC was what, 12 to begin with?
15.
15. So you have 1 success.
Oh, sorry. No, you're right. DC is 12. You're right. It's 15 passes.
Okay. God damn it. I'm not good at lighting scars. So you do, you find that your first several, or sorry, your first one, you begin to get the workings of it, and then unfortunately you cannot replicate that, for over the next 3 hours. You keep trying and trying, but it is just not going in your favor. So you have 1 success.
Okay, cool.
So that's going to take you your 4 hours. Zynn and Valeran, you guys were heading up to Arcane Bob's, right?
Yep.
All right, so Arcane Bob's, I believe, is this stall here. So I'm going to say that's probably going to take you close to about an hour to get up there. It's a really large city. And my stream is all kinds of fucked up because I forgot to change my size when I put my new monitor in. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, now we're good. Sorry about that. When I put in my new monitor, I forgot it changed a lot of the sizes in my stream. So it's going to take you guys about an hour to get up there. But once again, you see his telltale tent with the raggedy ass wood sign outside.
Here we go.
All right. The Arcane Bob. Ran, I'm just putting you over in the corner so that you guys can still see the map.
Yep, no worries.
Okay.
You walk in, and as usual, Bob is just sawing them logs.
Oh, sleepy Bob. So yeah, Zynn will just kind of walk right up to the counter, and then he'll give it a bit of a light knock on the front desk.
Hello? Oh, hello, Zynn. Ah, Valeran. Nice to see you both. What can I do
Likewise.
for you?
Hello, Bob. So we've been exploring the dungeon a little bit, and we have found some interesting items we thought you might want to see.
Oh, really? What do you have for me?
So Zynn will start laying it out from that sheet I sent you. But I should be able to just like copy a bunch of this. And do you want me to paste it in chat as well?
Sure. Because I remember you sending me something, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's in the group. It's in the group Facebook, but I have all the rarities and all that written down. And
Okay.
then there and this one. These as well. think it was this as well. And these ones.
Damn. Nobody wants that
Yeah.
Fruit of Saurian summoning? Damn. Or the
It's
Witchlight?
Well, it's because it was freaking cursed. Then I was then scared
right,
of it.
right.
Yeah.
Unless
Because the
you want
Saurian
to-
one summons a dinosaur, effectively, a small dinosaur. So I think it's like you can do like raptors and stuff, right?
Yeah.
A dino pet?
Yeah. That's what it does. Well, I can one a day. Yeah.
Think so?
I asked if anybody wanted it. Nobody said anything.
Like that
you
they
want it, I
understand
can-
you? The raptors will like listen to you?
Read the item. I may not be selling that one.
What figurine of wondrous power is it?
It is the. It was one of the not as good ones. Basalt. Basalt cockatrice. This one. And then I'll see if we can find it in the D&D group because that one has like the rarities of everything and the estimated cost based on your chart as well. Just so that we don't have to search them all up right now.
So, he's going to look at this plethora of items. Oh my! This is quite the haul. You got all of this from the dungeon, Undermountain?
We did indeed.
And Hallister had nothing to say about it.
Sorry, who's Halster again?
As
Mad
the
Mage.
Oh,
my
bad.
there may have been a few exchanged words between us and ominous voice.
And fluids.
Sorry.
Ah, I see. Well, you took all this from there. I will warn you, when you go back down, it's probably going to get a little harder. He might have seen some of these as thefts. And an insane mage is not exactly a well thought out person.
He is a very interesting individual to say the least. But I do not intend on giving them back to him.
I see. Well, tell you what. Let me give these a quick check. Let's see. You guys identified everything, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in the dungeon / last night, I think Val did the last few.
Yep.
Okay. Well, in that case, very well.
Okay, except for apparently the flute. No, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize we had the flute. I would like it. Provided it's not cursed.
You don't know if it's cursed or not. You're gonna have to find out.
Okay, well, I would like it.
So yeah. Do you Zynn, did you work out your total for what they were worth?
I did for what everything is worth that we want to sell. I can quickly grab the total for just the magic items. If you just give me like 2 minutes.
Yep.
I think I can do it.
As well, some of these are quite handy. Some have very little use, others very useful. I could definitely take some of these off your hands. I'll tell you what. You tell me what you're looking for, and I'll see what I can afford here.
While we're here, I'll ask Bob as an aside, Bob, do you know of a place where we might store valuables while we go back into the Undermountain? Place for safekeeping?
Like,
Bank, vault, anything like that? Somewhere I could come back and have like a semi-decent chance of it still being there.
well, let me think real quick. I feel if there's going to be a bank, it's probably going to be in maybe the Noble Ward, which I believe was the north.
Yes, sir, it is. I didn't see a bank though, but I didn't finish looking, so. Tried to make it easier, but unsuccessfully, it appears.
You know what? Here's what I can do. Bank.
Also, I have the number whenever.
So he asked what you're looking for all of this.
Yeah, and I tell him, I think for a moment, I ponder, I look at the items, and I say, I'm looking for about 19,000 gold.
And for DM purposes, what is it actually worth?
18,800. Well, I mean, that's what it's half of it's what it's worth, so 36,000.
Okay, so for like the half price, it's 18,800.
Yeah, and so I'm asking for 19,000.
Give me a persuasion.
Here we go, Bob. I can't see what it is right now.
Boom.
Ooh.
Not a bad price. Still allows me to make some coin from it. You have yourself a deal, sir.
Zynn sticks his hand out with a smile. Deal. And then he goes to shake his hand.
He will shake your hand, sir.
I was like, oh, what's he gonna do instead? That's what I was thinking as soon as you paused.
Sorry, no, I was just looking up, see if I can find a bank. So it doesn't tell me where it is, but there's one called the Sword Coast Traders Bank, Waterdeep branch. So I'm gonna need everybody's help. Start scanning.
Assign me a ward.
Ren, why don't you take the Sea Ward? Zynn, take Castle. Ray, take Dock. Val, you take the North Ward, and I'll take the Trades Ward. There's definitely not going to be anything in the City of the Dead. If you guys finish and you can't find it, you guys can head down and check the South Ward.
Okay. Anything that says bank in it?
Yes, if you find one that just says bank, that's fine. But if you also notice one that says Sword Coast Traders Bank, that's the main one we're looking for.
Okay.
But any bank will do.
Okay, wait, where was the one I head to when I'm done mine?
South Ward. On the bottom right.
Okay.
I've already started from the bottom side, Maddy.
Of the South Ward? You start from the bottom? Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got a silent shield in parentheses in/storage.
Where's that?
It is in North Ward, November 65.
North Ward ends 65. Okay. Guess we can go with that one. This one's going to be the color of gold.
Oh, it sounds like that's going to be an interesting character already.
All right.
Are you guys around for the Moaning Merchant?
Oh God.
Yeah. That was so funny.
Alright, so I'm looking for N65 on the map.
I'm still looking.
79 is up there, N62, N65.
Why is N65 next to N11?
But what?
I
I
have
don't
no
know.
clue.
Nonsense.
Yeah, they're all over the fucking
Fours
place.
right there.
They're all over the place.
That's funny.
I mean, N79 is up next to N5.
Why do they not just go in a straight line, like down?
I could not tell you.
I think what happened is they built the map, and then they went alphabetical on the map charters, and then they noticed that they had to be different numbers because they didn't line up. Because it's sorted alphabetically, not by location, for the ward.
Within the ward, it's not alphabetical.
So yeah, Arcane
No,
Bob says
never mind.
there is a place to the northwest in the North Ward. You got to go up, go hit the high road, the main one going north and south through the city, and then from there it's just a couple turns. It's not hard to miss. It's a very large stone building. Hoity-toity aristocrats usually hang around there, smoking cigars and being absolutely useless to society. But you can probably find a place up there. It's called Silent Shield. It is an inn, but they do have kind of a storage area in the back.
Thank you, good sir.
Oh, not a problem. So you guys would have left about 2 o'clock, got up there about 3. So you probably spent like 20 minutes pulling shit out of your bag and
Yeah, probably.
whatnot. Where are you guys going after that?
Do you have more
Um,
spells in?
Yeah, I've got looking to Val, he's like, we still have some precious gems. We have a bit of monster parts, some iron ingots, and iron ingots and copper ore, and we've got a couple like lockbox, silver short sword, that stuff.
I'm with you.
At the
think
words
that-
of monster parts.
Yeah.
Oh, monster parts, have you? What do you have?
Oh, my apologies. I didn't know you were interested in that sort of thing as well.
Well, sometimes some of them can be used to make enchantments and such.
Well, we don't have too terribly much. We have some rust monster hide. We have a Nothic eye. And
Paralyzing eye stock, which is quickly expiring.
oh yeah, that as well, if you would like to sell that. But that's
Yeah,
it. We have the monster parts.
It's going to go south.
Oh, I see. Now, maybe I have something that might interest you if you're running about and gathering monster parts. Ever heard of a bag of hunter?
I have not, but do tell.
A bag of hunter is like a bag of holding. The difference is that when you put it in an item, it enters a time freeze. It will never go bad. When you take the item out of the bag, it could be 100 years later, and it will seem exactly the same way as when you put it in. Now, I just happen to have one of these extras. I could let it go for... God, is... Bag of holding is rare, right? Rare wondrous.
Wondrous uncommon.
Yeah, wondrous uncommon apparently.
Okay, wondrous uncommon. Tell you what. You give me all the monster parts you have, and I'll give you a bag of hunter for your future harvesting.
Zynn looks over to Val. He's got a bit of like excitement in his eyes. Is that okay with you?
Wait, hold on a sec. Sorry. How much value is your monster parts worth? You remember?
It's like 500 gold if you're including the stocks.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah, no,
crazy. You can have a whole bunch.
That's the wrong offer.
Yeah.
I like Bob's deal.
Because this would be a wondrous rare item. So
Okay.
he says, you give me your monster parts, and let's say 10,000 gold, and I'll give you this bag of hunter for future stuff.
Let's talk with the others before we do that. I don't want an orc angry at me.
Yeah, because that's only a portion of that is our money. So
yeah, it is regular 16,000 gold for that item.
I know it's a good deal. We have to confirm with the other two.
You know that Ren already gave you permission to do whatever you want with her money.
Okay, that's fair. But I still haven't talked to Ray about it. So, I'll look to Bob and be like, "Are we able to come back?" I would want to discuss with the other members to make sure it was something they're comfortable with.
I don't have very long on this sale, but maybe if you can make it back before the end of day.
How much did we get for all the stuff that we sold?
So far 19,000.
But you don't
so
know
we
that.
Still have 9. Yeah, she doesn't know that. We would still have 9 grand after that. And then I still have more stuff to sell. You know what? I think Zinn's gonna do it, and then if he has to pay back Ray later, he'll pay back Ray later. Because I don't know if we'll make it back before end of day.
And I'll kick in as well.
Okay. So
If I know that Ren would let me do it, so.
he says,
Yeah,
don't
I already told you she doesn't care.
don't put them on my desk though. Come with me. I'm gonna shoot you back over to go. He walks over this table in the corner here, and he starts taking things off and moving them to different positions on different tables. Please, lay out what you have here.
Okay, so Zynn lays out a bunch of monster hides, a few Nothic eyes, and then I think Val said he was gonna lay out the
Indeed, I
the
do.
other stocks as well.
But I've only got the paralyzing left. I used the disintegrating on one of the Nothics.
It's true. Says, well, seems I might have made a bad deal. I did not realize how little you had, but a deal is a deal. He walks back over to his desk, and he opens a drawer, and he pulls two bags out, and he comes over, and he hands one to you, Zynn, and the other one he begins to fill with a lot of the slimy, gnarly bits of monsters you have placed on this table.
Nice. Zynn will, of course, tuck the bag into his backpack, or I guess I could put it on my belt. Is it like fits on my belt, or how does
It
that?
is just like a bag of holding. Oh yes,
Okay.
it can
A
fit on your...
backpack? Are you Dora the Explorer?
Okay, I'll slip it onto my belt as well. Apparently, beside the bag of holding, not in the bag of holding.
All right.
Zin, just to clarify, you had the skull of enlarge and the skull trap eye socket included in the sale.
Skull trapped eye socket. Yes, not skull of enlarge because we couldn't figure out what it's worth.
Got
I
it.
forgot about that one.
It is actually pretty much useless.
That's kind of what I got
Got
from
it.
it. I didn't want to like throw it in front of Bob.
Hey, well, I'll throw it in for Bob because it's useful for oozes. Another mage used it. Maybe he will.
Fair.
Eh.
Just give it to Bob.
Yeah, make the deal a little more palatable.
Sure.
Well, I believe that is conclusion of our business, unless you have something else you wish to offer in trade, or questions, or so on and so on.
2 questions, Bob. Do you have a scroll of detect magic? And do you have a hat of disguise?
Ah, let me see.
And Zin would like to pipe in if he could get one spell rot tattoo. He's gonna do a shield again.
I do have a hat of disguise. It's about 2,000 gold. As for a... where's my... Oh. Here. Tech magic is 2nd level?
Let me check real first. I'm not sure. I should look that up.
It's a 1st level spell.
There you go.
Yes. 100 gold for that.
Sold.
And your spell rot tattoo, which one were you looking for?
It's shield. I believe it was 150 last time I bought it. It's like half price or whatever.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Well, let me see. And he goes digging through a different drawer in his desk. And all of a sudden, he goes, "Ow! Damn it!" And then all of a sudden, you see up his arm, he gets like a tattoos just suddenly appear up his arm. Ah, blast it. Well, now that one's useless. Let me see if I got another here. Ow! Damn it!
Then tries not to signal.
Now he's got another tattoo that's like on his neck and like comes up the side of his face and around his one eye. Oh, for blasted sakes. And he just like pulls the drawer out and he dumps it upside down on his desk. And this drawer somehow holds like a 6-foot pile of items as they just like dump out onto his desk. He starts sorting through the pile. Ah, here it is. Here you go. And he hands you a small needle.
Zynn will say thank you, and he'll put the gold on the desk, and he'll also add, might I say, you look quite stylish now, Bob, with those brand new tattoos of yours as well.
I bet I could be a boxer. And he kind of like jokingly shadow boxes. Although his punches are extremely slow. A snail could probably dodge them. Yeah.
Zynn giggles and says, quite impressive.
Wonder what my boxing name would be. Maybe, Arcane Tyson. Yeah.
Quite nice, Bob. Quite nice. And he giggles again. You're quite spry today, Bob.
Must have been the nap.
Yeah, well, it's wearing off. I need another nap. You need anything else?
No, that's all for today, Bob. Thank you. And look forward to more business with you.
And you as well. And he goes and sits in his chair. Before you guys even, like, get past these pillars up here, you hear him snoring heavily.
Oh, Bob.
So, what would y'all like to do now? I'm gonna say it's about 3:30 for Zynn and Valeran.
Yeah, I think the only other things that I have is to go to a jeweler effectively, and then maybe just a jeweler, because we can't sell the iron or the copper here. We have to do that down at the bazaar down below.
But we do have a set of plate armor and a great sword.
Oh yeah, so I guess you could get rid of that.
Yeah.
And a silver sword too. But...
So was there any anything you wanted to buy or like have while or pick up from these shops as well, or are you just selling it?
Literally just selling it. And then if I have time, I'd like to go to the locksmith place if I have time to fiddle with that lock there.
I'm just selling.
All right. In that case, just to expedite, whatever that word is. We're just going to say you sold the items. So, did we know what they were worth? Like, was there anything special about them, or were they just regulars?
They were just, they're just a whole bunch of gems, a whole bunch of gems, and then which I have the money for all the gems. I don't have the money for a silvered short sword, and then the items Val talked about. So like the gems are worth 6,800, and then the lockbox is worth 500, which puts it to 73. The silvered ring is worth 25 gold, which puts it to 7,325.
All right. I'm gonna say a silvered short sword would probably be uncommon.
Yeah, I didn't think it was worth a whole bunch.
How did I lose my fucking... There it is.
And a +1 staff, but I don't know if it's magical or not. It's probably just quality. It was the broken staff that we mended.
Yes, that one would be just a +1 staff. So both the silvered short sword and the +1 staff are 500 gold to purchase, so 250 to sell.
Okay.
As for, I believe you said plate armor.
Yes, sir. Plate armor, greatsword, both mundane.
All right, so plate armor. God damn. Did I say if it was in good shape or not?
You didn't.
And you didn't get it anywhere near the rust monster, right?
It was past Rust Monster. It was on the dwarf.
Um, 750 to sell it.
Cool. I'll hand the money to Zynn and let him tally everything.
As for the
Greatsword's common. It's going to be pretty cheap, I think.
25 gold.
Cool.
Okay. I think that's everything, right, Val?
That's everything I got.
Okay. Between all of that and all of our other stuff, and buying the hunter bag, we have 17,525 gold left for the whole group.
All right. So, with all that traipsing around, I'm gonna say you're gonna get back to the inn probably around 6, just as they're finishing. They're well, just as Ray is finishing her doing shit for the day with her trying to make a spell. So, everyone gets 4,381 gold.
I didn't, but I'm trying to do the other thing right now. Oh, and I didn't have enough time to go to the locksmith guy, right?
I'm gonna say no, because if you had to go down to the gem, you had to go to the blacksmith. Like, you're traversing the city all over the place.
That's fair. Yeah, we're kind of going all over.
And I believe, yeah, I think he stated that you had to, like, you know, do it during the day, didn't you? Like,
I just had to do their opening hours, so I don't know. Maybe they close early. I know that he mentioned jobs afterwards at night, but I don't know what they are, and I assume so. Maybe it closes at 6 or something like that. So I didn't have enough time to make it there.
Maybe you get extra points if you break in and do it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
okay, so, yeah, I'm gonna say you probably don't have enough time to hit the locksmith today, or at least before heading back for 6.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
So, you walk in, and let's see, Dawning Portal map. You walk in and you notice the same people hanging around. Ballo's up there on his bench, and he seems to be in kind of a almost a tirade, a rant about certain monsters and how the person next to him doesn't know jack about shit. Valo seems to be a little bit drunk, slurring his words and whatnot. You see some of the other people around, which, let's see. Give me a moment to look up some of the names of these people. I know Matrim is taking a break from his playing. Him and Durnak seem to be Durnan seem to be having a conversation. As for, I need to figure out what. I know one of these people had something for you guys, and I think you interacted with it before, but find out which handout that shit was in.
Moonstones?
No, that would be Matrim.
Okay.
Whoops. Ah. Okay. So as you two enter, a priestess begins to head over to you. You guys have met this person before, Obeya. Hello,
Okay.
Zynn and Valeran.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm doing quite fine. I hear you came back from the Undermountain earlier today.
Indeed.
I was curious if you had found any magic items that I'm trying to procure.
We did, but we did just finish speaking with Bob, unfortunately. But if you let us know what you're looking for, I'm sure it won't be long before we go back down.
Well, anything that comes from there, of course.
Oh, you're interested in all of it as well.
Yes. As I have mentioned before, I'm simply trying to get.
Is this the person that has the flyers up?
Not the wanted flyers, but the other one, yes.
Oh, I thought that was
like
Bob.
the flyer for Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Bob.
No. Well, I'm looking mostly for spells, scrolls, spell books, things of that nature. Although I will, I am willing to pay for other items that come up as well.
Oh, okay. That's good information to have. We didn't find any spells, but we most certainly will be getting more magical items. At least I hope that we can bring up, and maybe some spells that might be something you would be into.
So I have a spell book, but it's not from the Undermount.
No, unfortunately, I need things that are coming from the Undermountain.
Understood.
So that I can study them and take them back to my temple.
Of course.
She wears a symbol around her neck. And her skin is more of a darker tone. Probably comes from somewhere a little more exotic. If you wish to take a look at the try and decipher what the symbol around her neck is, you may roll me a religion.
I will do that.
One or both.
Both.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was both. Well, I don't know. Zynn knows nothing.
You've been in this area long enough to realize that this is a symbol of Joaquin, god of trade.
Got it. I'll lean into Zynn and tell him that quietly.
How do you spell Joaquin?
Waukeen.
God damn. I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't right in front of me. Good job.
Thanks.
Amazing.
I have a use. Very limited.
Sorry, give me a minute. Had enough of this cigar at the moment. Want to butt it. They're hard to put out without destroying them. Alright, finish that later. Cigar just does not hit the same as a cigarette. Alright, so. Just well. I will be here for a little while longer, probably a few weeks. So, if you find something, please let me know.
Will do.
May Joaquin be with you in your trading. Good day, gentlemen. Roll me a perception, please. You both can do it. Valeran. You notice that over in this corner, there's one person sitting kind of in a darkened corner. Even though there's a fireplace there, she's kind of set back so that the light really isn't showing her. But you notice that, once again, she is staring at you. And I believe she was the one who warned you about being careful in the Underdark. Or in Undermountain.
I'll walk over that way. And say, good evening. Mind if I join you?
You may, though... I'm sorry. You may. But be warned, my being seen with me could be very detrimental to your reputation.
Did Val signal that he was going alone?
He didn't signal either way. You're welcome to join if you like.
Yeah, that means it would just follow along then, if I noticed him go that way.
And Savage, player to DM, did we get a name for her? Because my memory of names is crap.
Did not.
Then I'll say I'm intrigued. My name's Valeran, and this is my friend Zynn, and I'll reach out to shake her hand.
She looks at you, looks at your hand, hesitates, but then reaches forward and shakes your hand. I am Esvel. Esvel Rosnar. Valen, you haven't actually been in this area like real long, right? To know like
No.
noble names and shit.
I have not.
All right. I'll say Zynn. You can do a history.
Okay. His history isn't fantastic.
You recognize the name, but you're not sure why. She says, So, how was your first trip down? I saw you came up rather muddy and full of scratches.
It's a good time.
It was an interesting journey, to say the least.
Have you been yourself?
No, I have not. Wait a sec. Though my brother has.
Oh. Did he return safely, may I ask?
He has not. I was hoping he would come back up, but she sighs heavily. You see, my family has had a tarnished reputation. Our family was once banished from Waterdeep for slavery and, let's just say, some other illegal acts. I am not a fan of the way my family decided to make their money. But my brother, I believe, had been sent down, or decided to go down for a secret meeting with the Xanathar Guild to conduct some business, setting up something that once again will tarnish our reputation further. However, he has not come back. I did not even find out about this meeting until after he had already disappeared.
So we're not necessarily the best friends with the Xanathar, full disclosure, but we could, I suppose, if my party's in agreement, keep an eye out for him.
Please do. And honestly, I don't want this deal to go through. So if you do happen to find him, bring him back, if you will, preferably by any means necessary without lethality. I would prefer this deal does not take place.
Well, what is your brother's name?
His name is Crescendo. He's 22. He has fair skin and dark curly hair. He might be hard to spot. He has been well trained in the arts of stealth and thievery, as much of our family has been. He does wear a platinum signet ring bearing the Rosner family crest, which she then shows you her own ring. As you look at it, you notice that it has what seems to be a diving white falcon on a field of blue. She says it also has this mark, inscription of our family motto: fly high and stoop swift.
So I get the impression your brother may not be inclined to come back?
Probably not. Bring him back alive, but he does not need to be conscious. He does not need to be treated overly well either, if he fights.
So I'm obliged to ask what his fate's going to become if we bring him back to you.
Sorry, I'm kind of cut out for that last few words there. What?
So I'm obliged to ask what his fate is going to become if we bring him back to you.
Well, if I wanted him dead, then I would simply tell you to kill him.
Not necessarily. You might want the pleasure of doing it yourself or slowly.
No. He might be a disappointment, but he is still my brother. If I cannot get him to change his ways, then... well, our house does have a dungeon. He can spend time there until he learns his lesson.
I'll be happy to discuss it with my party. Is there an incentive for this?
What would you like in return?
That's an interesting question. Let me discuss the basic principle with my party because what you're proposing is essentially kidnapping. And I'm not sure they're morally okay with that.
Does
Welcome
your
back.
family have any pull in the city here?
Very, very little. I'm pretty sure that the meeting was supposed to be in Skullport. But as for pull, as I said, my family is rather disgraced. We are slowly earning that back. However, we are not in a position to have pull, as you say.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, I think, Val, we should discuss this first with the rest of them.
Well,
Agreed.
I shall be here. So, before your next trip down, please let me know whether you decided to accept this job or not. If not, I will have to find somebody else.
Of course.
And if you
That's
really
fine.
have qualms about kidnapping, as you say, just remember, if he was found doing this inside of the city for the second time, the Council of Waterdeep would have him executed.
Understood. It was a pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
You as well. Good day, Valeran and Zynn.
Zynn nods back and says, "Good day," and then he takes his lead.
Okay. And where might you be heading?
No clue.
I think we would go check on the girls and maybe go get some food at this point because it's probably 6 now, 6:30.
That's an excellent idea.
So, as you're walking through, head up to your rooms, I would like you each to see that deck that says Secrets Deck on the right side of the screen?
No.
You guys don't see that?
Neither do
don't.
I.
Later?
Nope.
And I've got the 2 handouts. That's all I.
Is it appearing on the map?
Maybe it's just me that can see it. Give me one moment. Above your portraits, you should see a card.
Oh, yeah.
As you walk around, you overhear some conversation.
I'm okay to click it.
Yep.
Well, it says steal request.
Are you clicking your own?
Oh, it was Ray who did it by accident, apparently.
Yeah. No, she was just trying to see what it said. Wasn't an accident. So this is conversations over here. You may say them out loud if you wish, or you can hold on to them until you guys are together and role play it out. What you heard.
I'll just say mine out loud if that's okay. It's called the Madhouse, and the Shadow Desks were Waterdavian noble family. I don't know what that word is, to be honest. Whose quest for political supremacy ended centuries ago after Shadow Dusk wizards opened portals to the far realm. Twisted by madness and driven from their home, they sought assistance from Hallister and sank into the depths of Undermountain, never again to be seen. Yet vestiges of the noble house undoubtedly remain.
Water Avian is the people of Waterdeep.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I've never heard that before. That's cool.
I would share mine with the party as well. It's titled Emerald Blade, and it says, Waterdeep was erected atop the bones of a dwarven kingdom, built on the dust of a much older elven kingdom. It is said that a relic of the elves still waits to be found in Undermountain, a magic sword so sharp that its edge can slice through stone. Many adventurers have vanished during their hunt for the weapon, which it is said the elves blessed with the heart of a warrior and the soul of a poet.
Yeah, we have that one.
Yeah, we already
Oh.
have that one.
Well, never mind. Well, I'll shut up.
He heard one of the same rumors.
Well,
It just
in that
confirmed that it's
case,
going around.
I'll give you a different
We
one
have
then.
Emerald Blade and Dwarf Craft already.
There, you have a different one, Val.
Arcturia Doom, one of Alistair's apprentices, was a human transmuter named Arcturia, who created all manner of new monsters and often made herself the subject of her own horrid magical transformations. She claimed an entire level of Undermountain as her lair, and polymorphed prisoners into monsters to guard it. It's likely that Arcturia resides in the Undermountain still, in one form or another.
Ooh. That's good.
Okay. If you wish to maybe copy and paste that into chat so that Ren can put that into her notes. Okay.
Oh,
Sure.
Also, can it go? We have the in our thing under job 1, the player handouts. We have the secret deck handouts. Is it possible to put it in there? That's where we already have Emerald Blade and Dwarf Craft.
It won't let me copy paste.
Yeah, same.
Where do you see Secret Dex handout?
In the
Oh, there it is.
like at the bottom.
So what were the ones called? Madhouse, right? And what was the other one?
Arcturia Doom, Arcturia.
Oh, yeah, there's Madhouse. Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. All right. Now you guys head upstairs, and Ray, you are just finishing your last attempt at creating the spell. It does not go well. In fact, as Zynn and Valeran, you crest the top of the stairs. You guys are able to hear coughing coming from Ray's room.
Double time it over there and knock on it loudly and urgently.
Well, apparently they're not going to answer, so what do you want to do, Val?
Sorry, my headphones fell out.
Sorry, we're answering what? I thought he just said he was running over here.
And
Knocking on the door loudly.
Oh, I didn't hear the knocking
You're
part.
knocking. I'd like to burst out of the door.
looking for fresh air.
Yeah, inside the room, Valeran, you can, as Ren whips the door open, like, comes out coughing, you see spores floating around the room. In fact, give me a perception, Valeran. It smells very strong of mushrooms and mold. Maybe
I'll
even
step
a little
back.
mildew.
Wave my hand in front of my face to wave it away from me.
Ray will just be like sitting cross-legged on the floor, like it's like a spore like explosion kind of, you know, like when you get like charcoal explosion in your face, but it's like mold and moss and dirt and stuff, and she's just sitting there like, damn it, so close.
This must be a druid thing.
Yeah, I'm like, she's still there. I'm fully in the hallway just trying to recover.
If you're interested, wizardry's a lot cleaner and I could teach you the basics.
Where's the fun in that?
Wielding unlimited power.
This has probably happened a couple times, right? Because she's had 4 attempts and 3 of them are fail.
Yes, the reason it's so bad in there at the moment is because there was 3 fails in a row.
It keeps happening. I like just to give it space. I'm just like warning Val and Zynn, be like, it's not the first time. It's probably not the last time.
And Ray will just be like talking to herself, just being like, damn it, I really thought I had it this time. And she's like mumbling like nonsensical stuff like under her breath as she kind of tidies up the area and like dusts off her face and her clothes.
Val, have you made a spell before? Because this,
You are extremely quiet. I can't even hear you.
oh, hello? 1 second, let me check my settings. My headphones keep falling out, and I don't know if I clicked them.
Does that sound better?
Much.
Okay, amazing. I'm just coughing a bit. Val, have you made a spell? Because this is all afternoon. She's just mumbling, and if you can help, maybe would be good.
I don't have a spell for this. This isn't something I run into often, but I can add it to the repertoire if this is going to be a habit.
Just this, I can't help. I'm just gonna stay in the hall.
Valeran, give me a Arcana, please. You are aware that what she's trying to do is druid magic, which you have absolutely no affinity for. They are extremely different. Druids is more of a natural thing, whereas yours is basically studying.
I thought the question was, do you have something to clear the air? But I could be wrong.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant to help with.
That could be. Maybe I misunderstood.
Oh no, I'm asking for any help in this situation. I've been in this room with this happening all afternoon, and I'm choking.
Is there a window in our room?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so like Ray's overhearing this like gossip in the hall, And she just like trudges over to the window, opens it, looks back, and is like, happy.
Thank you.
Get away from the window. If you look like your normal self. Do you look like your normal self right now? Get away from the window.
Ray will just be like, she'll sigh and be like, fine. And then she'll like move away from the window and kind of dust her clothes off and her face off and like pull her hood up on her cloak and be like, food?
Food. You know what helps any situation?
And then
Food.
Ray will look at Ren as she's going to say that and say food in unison.
We could order up.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, Val.
And Ray just loves the sound of dinner in bed. So she like jumps up on the bed, gets all cozy in it, and then is like, I'm ready.
Well, we'll have to go get the food first, but we can grab stuff for
Yeah,
For
Ray
you
can
and-
stay.
yeah.
I'll take our
Ray
order
can-
down. What do you want? And then I'll just convey whatever they say to the innkeeper downstairs and ask them to send it up to the servant.
Meat.
Yeah, what she said, and like maybe some milk and maybe some like tea.
Milk and what? I'm sorry.
Tea?
Tea. Okay, sorry.
And Zynn will start handing bags of money to people. Be like from our goods. I also may have spent some of it on this bag, and he shows the bag. He's like, it's a bag of Hunter for all our monster parts that we collect. It will hold them for a much longer time, so that we don't have to worry about them getting spoiled. I hope that was okay with everybody. Bob offered us a very, very fair price.
Can it hold meat?
Actually, yes, it could hold meat and food supplies as well.
Good purchase.
That's right, Savage, right? Because it stops that process.
Yes, it could.
And Ray just sees this bag of money on the bed, and she is not even listening to Zynn. She just takes it, opens it. Her eyes are huge, and she just like waves her hand in front of her face, be like, yeah, whatever. I'm rich.
So as a heads up, 4,000 gold. That would basically cover like an entire computer desk and about 3 feet high. So I'm gonna say
Oh shit!
you wouldn't be able to hand
I
out
poured it
bags,
into
but yeah.
their. I was like, I was feeding it into their bags. I guess. Sorry,
Yeah, you
I
probably-
forgot about the actual quantity, physical size of the money.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you could count it out and like count it out on the bed or whatever, for each person, and let them scoop it in. And honestly, I'm gonna say that's probably gonna take you quite a while to do, while Val goes and gets the food.
Yeah, I figured that would take up some time. I just totally forgot that it's a physical item, not just a number. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
We live with bags nowadays.
So,
Venmo to her.
Val, while he's counting out money and whatnot, you head down to get dinner to bring up. Are you guys eating in the spore-filled room?
Can we go to the boys' room?
Yeah,
I opened a window.
I would suggest that everybody come to my room or something. Because
Sounds like a good plan.
I don't keep anything in my room, so it's
Okay, but like Ray takes her blanket and like wraps it around herself and like is like fine, because she doesn't understand the big deal of it. It's not a big thing for her.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, yeah, you guys get your meal, and you eat it, and you have your drinks with your dinner. But Ray had also asked for a pot of tea. However, Ray, I know to do this, it would not. You would want a pot or a kettle of boiling water is what you would want. Boiled water.
Okay, that. Can we do that?
Yes. So as you guys finish eating, the pot is, or the kettle of water is still quite hot. Actually, I'm gonna say that for it to still be hot, you wouldn't be able to get it before dinner. So, Dernan will reply, well, why don't I bring up a pot of boiling water in say 45 minutes. You can have your tea after dinner.
Perfect.
You guys are finishing up dinner, and there's a knock on Zynn's door.
I'm going to the door. I'm literally hello through the door. I'm not opening it.
Yes, it's Dernan. I have a kettle of boiling water and 4 cups.
There's a creak it open and look at him. And then if it's Dernan, I'll just open the door.
It is.
Okay.
See, he has a tray with like a teapot, a large teapot, still steaming, and 4 cups on a tray.
Okay, so can Ray go and take this from Ren? She'll like thank Dernan or whatever, and then she'll bring the tray and everything to maybe like a table or a dresser or something, and then she'll start pulling some like herbs and stuff out of her pouch, and she's like ripping them and smelling them to like make sure she's using the right ones, and then she'll, as she's preparing this tea, she's explaining to the group that you know, she's going through the process of us going into the dungeon, and it was like a big experience for us. We met Haleth along the way, and she's saying that like in her tribe, when there's a loss in the group, her tribe does this sort of tea ritual where they drink tea and they relax and tell stories of the person that they lost. It's almost like her own version of like a funeral, I guess. Like she's just, you know what I mean?
Yep. I'm just looking at something. Okay, so yeah.
And then as she's talking, she's like preparing the tea, and then when it's ready, she'll bring a cup over to the group and ask them to join her on the floor. And she like grabs like a pillow or something. She sits on the floor, and then she holds up her tea and says to Haleth, and then takes a small sip.
Zynn will raise his cup as well and take a small sip. And he'll give a little bit to Yukina as well.
You had sent her to rest.
I thought I brought her back to protect with the girls.
That's
Over
right,
gone.
you did.
Yeah, she's with us.
She's one of the girls.
Yeah, so I pour a little bit into, like half of mine into a small bowl for Yukina as well.
Okay.
I'll like, once Dernan leaves though, I'm like making sure the door is closed again. Taking my job as protecting everyone very seriously right now. And then I'll join on the floor for tea.
I'll raise my cup of tea and say to Haleth, hopefully he found the piece he was looking for.
And then once everyone is kind of cheery, Ray will just be like, does anyone want to share anything?
Oh, this is gonna be good. Psychedelic mushrooms, they don't know it. She dosed them.
Zynn will kind of pipe up. Well, we did not know him for long, and we didn't get to know him before his passing. But I do wish I would have had a chance to get to know him. I feel there was much more to that man than just him and his retribution and his faith. He seemed like he would have been someone nice to have a chat with and share a drink while he was alive.
See, I had a different take on it. I wondered if he associated with people who were so scurrilous as to betray and murder their own companion. Was he the same kind of person, or was he the exception to the rule?
Ren doesn't have a lot to say because I, as a player, was not here for a ton of Howleth. Ren says something.
Be that as it may, he is on to the next round.
Zynn will nod and take another big sip.
So Ray,
Yeah, as the group's talking, I'll yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was about to say, you know, for this to take effect, you would have to drink the whole cup.
Yeah.
Just-
I would just be assuming that like everyone's drinking their tea as everyone's talking.
But I only
Zynn
had
split
half a
his.
cup with the Yukina.
Oh, okay. So then Ray will like see that Zynn is sharing, and she'll like fill up his cup with more, so it's full.
So I'm gonna
Then
say
we'll
for
drink
you
it.
to do this, you used 5 doses.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys sit for a while, thinking and talking about Haleth and if anybody wishes to share their own experiences of people they've lost, how they lost them. You may do that.
I think Ren is becoming very like reflective in just like hearing the little bits you guys have already said, and then as I consider his faith and like how important that was, it's very Ren's mostly just sitting with it with like little bits of like he was so devoted to his cause, even when that seemed to change. He was so devoted to even his vengeance. It's such an honorable idea to be so devoted to anything.
He was committed.
And I don't know if that's good in every sense, but it's an interesting thing to have witnessed.
I would like everybody, except for Ray, to give me a perception.
Okay.
Valeran, you don't think this tea really tastes like anything. It almost tastes like hot water. Ren, there's a hint of something, but you feel like that hint of flavor might just be, you've got some spores left in your mouth or in your nose. So you're smelling it, and it's translating into taste. Zynn? You have... You can taste it. You're not sure what it is, but it kind of tastes old, with a very slight hint of mold to it. This tea tastes very strange. And as you look over at Yukina, she sniffs the bowl. Give me a wisdom save for Yukina, please. She sniffs it. She looks at you, then, and I want you to give me a con save. As you're looking at Yukina and she looks back at you, she says something. However, you're a little weirded out because her face kind of begins to morph and twist. And her one eye gets larger and the other one's smaller, and then it reverses. And as she talks, it seems like it's in slow motion. And it also seems like it's in common. I'm not drinking this. This is drugs, you idiot. Everybody else, con save.
Ah, fuck, I rolled mine at disadvantage.
No.
I know, but I had my on accident.
But doesn't matter because the three of you, Valeran, Ren, and Ray, I'm gonna look at Zynn. And Zynn is like almost in a trance staring at Yukina. And to the rest of you, Yukina looks normal. She's just says something in Draconic to him. Zynn, how do you react to what you are seeing right now?
Does Zynn, like, does his head feel fuzzy as well? Is he starting to feel like a weeble wobbly, like, at all as well?
Yeah, you're kind of have a very light cramp in your gut. Your body feels strange, like almost like it's not your body. You're kind of like beginning to shift a little bit. Your head is fuzzy, and you don't know why, but because nothing seems funny at the moment, but you're starting to howl with laughter. It starts as a giggle and it begins to build.
Okay. Yeah, so like Zynn is like, whoa, why does Yukina's face look weird, and why are you talking to Common, and why does my mouth taste moldy? And am I looking over myself right now? And then he just starts laughing more.
Valeran, Ren,
Yep.
give me just a flat intelligence check.
Whoa, that was pretty smart of me.
Yeah, not high enough though, Ren. You're probably a little confused. Valeran, you know y'all just got fucking dosed.
I'll share that with the party. And do I recall who made the tea? Or did it come
Yep.
pre-made?
It was Ray.
Ray, what did you put in the tea?
Ray just giggles and like sets her pillow up and lays down on the floor and just like starts staring at the ceiling. But she like lays comfortably, so she crosses her arms across her chest and like crosses her ankles, and she's just like in it.
I want everybody except for Zynn. Give me another con save, please.
Oh boy.
Oh, damn.
And there it is. There.
Oh no.
As Ray kind of, as Valeran asks Ray what was in the tea, and she just kind of like curls up and gets comfortable and just stares at the ceiling. All of a sudden, you all begin to get the same effects. Trails, like, you know, you start to move your hand in front of your face, and it looks like it's slow motion, and like you're not. There's a big trail behind it. Ray? Oh no, Ray, you rolled a nat 1 though.
Does that mean I die?
No. As you begin to get comfortable though, remind me, what are do you have any hard lines or veils with hallucinations of any kind? Is there something that would trigger that a little too hard?
What do you mean?
You remember when we had session 0, hard lines and veils?
I don't think so.
Cool. Good. This is gonna be fun. So as you're like getting comfortable and you look up at the ceiling, all of a sudden you begin to remember what your mom looked like as she was suffering from her the curse that her family had put on her as she's on her deathbed. And you begin to get extremely anxious. And you guys can notice that Ray is kind of like, well, actually, you know what? Everybody except Ray, give me a perception. Because y'all are having your own trip. Let's see if you notice.
Do we have it at disadvantage or just straight?
I would probably say disadvantage, honestly.
Also, I just, if it's possible, can wait. Where's the thing I have to roll? Over here. Can I, like, crawl my way or whatever to just being in front of the door?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, none of you notice. Ray, you start to fidget heavily, and you begin to realize that you might have drank a little too much. Your trip turns into a spiral as suddenly from the ceiling, a crack appears in it. And the crack slowly gets bigger and bigger. And as it does, suddenly from the hole, from the crack, begins to pour out millions of tiny spiders. And as they spill out, they quickly cover the room, and it seems to go kind of dark for you, almost like they're even blocking the window or the light from the window. And they begin to crawl on everybody else around you, including yourself, but nobody else seems to notice. They're all laughing and waving their hands in front of their face. Ren's over by the door with her back against it, but she's also kind of giggling and laughing. Zynn, you're still enthralled with Yukina, and Yukina is kind of like looking at all of you, and just kind of sits down and like sits over next to you, Zynn, and kind of like lays against your leg. And the rest of you can hear that she's speaking Draconic, but Zynn, now it sounds like she's speaking a language. What languages do you know, actually?
Okay, so I know Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Goblin, Sylvan, Undercommon, and that is it.
Oh, that's all?
Now it seems like she is speaking Elvish. And she doesn't have her face towards you. It's kind of like leaning on, or like laying on your lap, but it's like faced away. And she begins to speak, and everybody else is hearing Draconic. You, on the other hand, are hearing Elvish. That sound of that voice, you know that voice. Why do you know that voice? And you hear, It's okay. I'm here. You'll get through this. And then I would like you to roll me another con save. No, wisdom save, actually.
Ignore that, but
As you look down and her head is away from you. What color was your mother's hair? Blonde?
yeah, blonde, like a very, very fair, like almost platinum type blonde. Yeah, like a white blonde.
So you notice that it doesn't even look like Yukina laying on your lap anymore. As Yukina kind of rolls over so you can see your face, your mother's face stares back at you. You'll get through this, Zynn. I have faith. You were always a good son. She does not look like the last time you saw her. She does not look dead with pale skin and no light in her eyes. The vision you are seeing of your mother right now is something more akin to what you remember as a child. An elven woman with beauty and happiness and light in her eyes. You find this, although very, very strange, you also find it very calming and comforting. Ren.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rolled a 9. Okay. You are laughing. And you look at your hands. And though they are your hands, they look like they suddenly grow fur and claws. But you don't feel the pain of a transformation. And then you look at your other hand. And that one almost looks like your hand. But it has more of a lighter color. Less hair. Almost like... Is your mother a human or Goliath?
Goliath. Oh. Human.
Yeah. It looks an awful lot like your mother's hand. It takes you a few minutes to realize, like, you know, exactly what hand whose hand this looks like. And somewhere deep in your mind, first you hear the voice of the one who turned you. You should join us. Be such a great leader of our people. But then you also hear your mother's voice. Run. Run from him. Never join. Kill if you must. But beyond all, keep yourself and your friends safe. Do not worry about evil, but decimate it where you can. Valeran, you also rolled a
4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Valeran. You flash back to the tower where you began to learn your magical abilities. You think back to your gnomish teacher. I can't remember his name because I don't have your sheet open to look at your character or your backstory, but... And you remember what he had taught you. And you begin to feel like this is wrong. This magic no matter if they want to use it for good or not, it's not good. This is dark shit. And then as you're seeing your master, he turns into the Thayan Red Wizard. Who used levitate to lift you up out of the street and then throw you into a stack of crates just to remove you from his path. You remember hearing him call you a demonic piece of refuse and say that he should kill you just because you exist. And then as you look around the rest of the room, the others turn, they begin to morph into the entire group of red wizards who accosted you as a child before killing your uncle, I think it was.
Yep.
So, Zynn with your comforting thoughts, Ren with your in-between thoughts, Ray and Valeran with your, well, Valeran, yours is not horrible. In fact, give me a wisdom save, Valeran. You are aware that it is a hallucination, but at the same time, you feel like your subconscious is using these hallucinations to tell you something. So you don't really need to freak out. It's there in your mind, and you begin to wonder what it is trying to tell you as these strange images keep appearing and disappearing before your mind's eye. Ray.
Yeah.
As the spiders begin to crawl on everybody, what are you doing?
Okay, so since this was like an actual ritual that they did in her tribe, she would kind of know how to handle her panic attacks, right? Because it's not her first time experiencing them.
I'm gonna say give me a wisdom save. Because even seasoned veterans, they have like a bad enough trip.
Oh my god.
Ray, you completely forget that this is not real.
So at this point, I just like had scooted myself into the corner of the room and like curled in a little ball. And I'm doing like slightly rocking back and forth with my arms wrapped around my knees and my eyes are closed. And I'm just like trying to calm myself down. Just be like, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real.
Everybody else, perception disadvantage.
Ooh, that disadvantage got me good.
Valeran, you notice Ray kind of freaking the fuck out in the corner. Now you're still tripping. As you look up at Ray, at one moment you see Ray, the next you see one of the red wizards that accosted you as a child. And this seems to just flash back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Give me a wisdom. Yeah, I'm going to say a wisdom save. You are unsure. You know what? I'm gonna say advantage because you got such high saves earlier and intelligence, and you are aware that. Wow. You're
What?
not sure who it is that is freaking out in the corner, whether it is Ray or a red wizard. Although I will definitely say that, you know what? I feel like because you're aware you're hallucinating, you'd probably be aware that it is Ray hiding in a corner. Because if it was a Thayan wizard, they'd probably be lighting this room up.
Yeah, especially after our conversation last session.
Yeah.
I will try to help Ray realize that we're all still here and things aren't going helter-skelter and life's not as bad as it looks. It's an hallucination.
How do you do this?
You know, oh God.
Grab her by the arms and yell, "Violence! Violence! Violence!"
No, so I was thinking, and I totally wouldn't, but just thinking that to be just a dick. I will say, Ray, you're here with us. You're safe. Look at me. Concentrate on my voice. You're safe. You're fine. You're with us. This is just a hallucination.
Hey.
Ray is just like trying to slow her, like focus her breathing, and she's like, it's karma, it's karma, it's karma, it's karma, it's karma. And she's just like trying to slow her breathing down and like try to relax.
You open your eyes and look at him.
No.
I'm not really doing that, Savage. I wouldn't do that to her. It would be great during a trip to mess with somebody, but I wouldn't really do that to a friend.
Well, you said to focus on your voice. That's actually a pretty good way to calm shit down.
Oh yeah. No, I was talking about the spell I posted.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Holy shit!
Nightmare
Holy
fuel.
fuck!
Yeah, bro, that would just be too evil.
Okay, but anyways, you don't open your eyes to look at him?
No, but like her arms are like, because if he said that he put his arms on her, right? His hands on her shoulders?
Yeah.
So like her arms are like also on like, I don't know, however far she can reach on like his forearms or his wrists or whatever. So she's like using his touch, like the feel of his arm, like his body to help ground her. And then she's just has her eyes closed so she can focus on like his voice and her breathing.
Fine.
Because she's afraid that if she opens her eyes, it will be too much again.
So, as you continue to freak out, but try and slow it down, and you can feel his hands grasping your arms, and you're grasping his back. Give me a wisdom save.
Finally, Jesus.
The feeling of spiders crawling around and covering the room starts to fade. You feel like you might be able to open your eyes, but whether you do or not is up to you.
Okay, at this point, I'll like slowly open my eyes, but like one eye at a time.
Wisdom save. Okay. You see Valeran before you. Though he is wearing red clothes, you see his face, his horns, his wings. You know it's Valeran. And you begin to calm again. Ren and Zynn,
Mm-hmm.
I want another wisdom save from the both of you, please.
Oh yeah, I keep doing the disadvantage thing.
Ren, in your mind, you begin to see your mother and the very large werewolf who sired you. They stand next to each other, looking at you. Mother's smiling sweetly. Next to her is the wolf. And next to the other side of on the other side of the wolf is your father. And he gives, the best orcish smile he can. It almost looks like a grimace, but you've known him since you were, born. So you are aware that it is a smile.
I know his smile.
The werewolf standing between them. He looks at the mother and at your father. And then he looks back at you. And the grimace and snarl he had turns to almost a wicked smile. Both his hands reach around your parent's shoulders, and he's standing a good 2 feet taller than either one of them. And you see him slowly dig his claws into each of the necks, and then with lightning speed, he just rips both of their throats out, and they still stand there smiling at you. Zynn.
Yep.
Though you are aware this is a hallucination, you can't help but feel like you're on the right path. Now to you, it seems like the visage of your mother is saying sweet things. Though halfway through her first sentence, the language she's speaking changes. You don't know this language. It seems to have a bit of a guttural sound to it. And suddenly you realize that it's almost a chant. You begin to feel like she is casting a spell. But you don't know what it is. Though the trip persists for about 5 hours. I'll be honest, I don't have 5 hours worth of descriptions of what's going on. But
What?
we're going to do one last wisdom save from everybody.
I'm not ready. I'm crying. Normal wisdom, right?
Yes.
Also, when that chanting is happening, when I'm hearing this spell, is it like, am I feeling comforted? Am I feeling weirded out, confused? Like, how's that kind of coming off to
Your
me?
mother didn't have any magical abilities, right?
Not that I know of. So whether you want to have it such does or doesn't is going to be up to you.
So, you're confused because you don't remember your mother having any kind of magical abilities.
Okay.
however. 16. So, Zynn, the rest of your trip passes without too much discomfort. You have a pretty good trip.
Oh yeah, I'm having a good time now.
Ren,
Yeah.
the image of your parents' throats being ripped out by the one who turned you.
Mm-hmm.
They continue to smile. And then as they smile at you, the image resets to before they had their throats ripped out. And you see them both take out their favorite weapons. And as the werewolf looks at you and gives an evil grin, both your parents snap into action and use their weapons to utterly destroy this creature before it can move. He brings down his axe and she brings down her what's her favorite weapon? A maul, I think you said?
I think that makes sense. She's a barbarian.
Yeah. The two both your parents just destroy this thing. And then you see them come over and sit next to you. The father says, "Remember, dear, you can always come home. I will help you with whatever you're going through." And your mother says, "And with a simple letter, I will come find you."
Ren is like sobbing.
And the rest of your trip is very comforting. You pretty much out loud have conversations with both of these hallucinations of your parents. And they're both very supportive and happy to see you becoming the person that you are. So before I get to Ray, Valeran.
I burned a chronal shift.
You post chronal shift for me real quick?
Sure.
I just want to see if it's something I think you would be able to do while you're fucking deep in a hallucination. Controller flow time. Reaction after you or reaching 30 feet. Back roll ability check saving throw. Force roll. Vision after you see. I'm going to say I want an Arcana to see if you can get that done.
Okay.
Just because I know what it's like
No,
to
fair
trip.
play.
You don't
You're not
function
going to be
right, right?
Yeah, you're not going to be 100. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say with a 16, sure. The rest of your trip goes somewhat well, however. Ray. Eventually, as Valeran is trying to calm you, you open your eyes. And, you already opened your eyes. You begin to calm down, and the spiders have disappeared. And you see Valeran before you. But suddenly, it looks like Valeran looks down for a moment, and when he looks back up, you see a red wizard. Bald head. Tattoos. on the head, red robes. And as you look past him, the rest of your allies also seem to morph into red wizards. It looks like they are beginning to cast a spell. As they sit in different areas of the room, your mind kind of realizes they're sitting in almost like a triangle. Like a very powerful ritual spell. And as they chant, they look towards you. And all of their faces once again begin to morph from Thayan red wizards into first your face, then your mother's, then back to red wizards. And as they turn to look at you and continue to chant, it's almost like an illusion is dropped for a moment, and you can see the rotted, twisted face of what looks to be an undead creature. And as they finish the spell, they both raise their faces straight up. And from all of them streams a massive cloud of flies that fills the room, your ears buzzing with the sound. But give me one more wisdom save.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Chronal shift, or are we still simultaneous?
I'll allow you to do another Arcana.
Never mind.
Yeah. Ray, this trip has been horrible. The rest of your trip is brutal. Nobody is able to really snap you out of it until it wears off. Valeran, you also see you see yourself standing before a horde of undead with a legion of red wizards behind them. You see them.
I've got a spell for that.
You see them charge in. All kinds of undead, zombies, ghouls, skeletons, vampires, revenants.
And I'll fly up as a response, probably into the ceiling. Because it would be a logical way to try and get away if I believe the illusion is real.
This is your wisdom save was good. You're aware this is a
Oh, okay.
hallucination.
Never mind.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to enjoy it.
As they all charge in at you.
It's like your own free horror movie.
This is cool.
Even better, because he's the hero.
Sweet.
As they charge in, you even notice some revenants. You recognize them. Give me a history at advantage to see where you can recognize them from. These are some of the bandits and such that you have killed along the road. Like the ones who tried to steal your bag of holding, and your response was to magic missile them. You see many, you see quite a few. However, as they all descend upon you, you release high-level spell after high-level spell after high-level spell. And by the end of your trip, they all lay dead before you. And from behind you, you hear a cheer go up. As you turn around, you see every tiefling that you've ever known, including those who were killed by Thayan wizards. They cheer and applaud for you.
And I'm the houseboy, and I've just won the Wizards Cup.
I love that you just said that.
And with that, it is now about, I'm going to say 1 o'clock in the morning as everybody's trip wears off. It wears off and you all kind of snap out of it. And you begin to think about what you saw. Ray.
Yep.
I'm going to have you roll on a temporary madness table. You failed a lot, I'm sorry. So... First, I need a D100. Okay, that one doesn't quite fit because you've snapped out of it. You're aware that it was nations, so what's the next ones that are close? Okay, that's just putting you back into the trip. So we're gonna go with this. I need a D10.
Ray just goes ahead and has another 5-hour trip.
I need a D10, Ray, please. This will last for 80 minutes. So for the next hour and 20 minutes, you are babbling and is incapable of normal speech or spellcasting. You all kind of snap out of it, and Ray is kind of just, she's out of it. She's speaking incoherently, and she still looks terrified. Anybody at all?
Sorry, my headphones fell off again. I missed the end of what you said.
She is babbling incoherently and making no sense.
So at this point, we all know what's going on. Like, we all know what's going on, right? Like, we're back to kind of normal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, then can I kind of, like, gently go over to her and, like, pick her up and, like, put her into the bed, like, lie her on her side in the bed or whatever, at least so that she's a little bit more comfortable while this is happening?
Sure, if she doesn't bite you on it. I don't see why not.
Okay.
Like, I'm fighting a little bit, but I'm also, like, exhausted. Because being scared and anxiety, like, takes a toll on your body.
I'll go over and lock the door and then stand by the window just to make sure she doesn't
And then
try
I'll
to
have-
fly.
I'm in
Yeah, and
front
then
of the door.
I'll have you can
Good.
curl up behind the back of her legs because she's on her side.
Yeah, you can kind of like looks at you and is like, maybe don't do drugs. Hey kids, in Draconic.
Maybe warn me before I drink the tea.
It took me a minute to figure out what it was, she says as she curls up.
Sure, you just wanted to see me squirm.
I'm not a cuddly creature. I do not enjoy that, but you seem to need it.
Her and I are like, we're buds. Like, we've been bonding and I've been like slipping her snacks. Like, we're like friends.
She's still technically a dragonkin. She's not a cuddly creature. Friend or not, still not cuddly. They would show their affection in other ways. Like maybe one time she'll bring you back a dead rat she went out hunting for.
So she's basically
They're
a
just
cat.
scary cats.
Yeah. She's kind of like, I mean, dogs tend to do it too, honestly.
Nope, never had that in my whole life. Only with a cat. Dead birds and shit.
No, I had a dog that brought me back a dead squirrel and a dead bird before.
Our dog did drag back most of a dead deer, which was crazy because it was a pug that dragged it back.
Holy shit!
Nice.
Most of a dead deer?
Yeah. I mean, in pieces, though.
There's a delivery
One leg
fee.
at a time. Don't know where she was
Jesus.
getting it from.
God damn. Yeah, no, dogs will do it too. Depending on I think it partially depends on the dogs. Like, dogs that, hunting is kind of ingrained into them would normally do it. Like, beagles, hounds, maybe, shepherds sometimes. But like, yeah, your dogs are pitties, right? Like, they weren't really ever used as like hunting dogs. So that would kind of make sense why they didn't do it, but yeah, some dogs do it as well. But yeah, so it takes about an hour and 20 minutes for Ray to stop babbling incoherently, and you guys notice that she's stopped, and as you look over, she seems to be asleep.
I'm like semi-present through this whole thing. I feel like this has unlocked some things. So like Ren is like spending this time where normally she would probably go to Ray, not, because also I don't show anyone my emotions or anything. So that happened while I was on the drugs, had a big crying breakdown. So she's like, Ren is gathering herself and like trying to keep it together while processing this stuff and just guarding the door. Like,
yeah, for sure. I'm gonna say all of you. Your hallucinations were not just me throwing some shit at you. There's a reason you guys were seeing that. So, yeah.
Yeah, because like the drugs are like, if you think about it, the drugs are similar to like an ayahuasca. They're the reason that Ray's tribe, and this is part of what I explained at the beginning. Maybe I didn't verbally explain it, but it's supposed to show you like a path, sort of a thing. That's why they do it.
It can, but like I've done the same kind of strain of mushrooms before, like one after another, and had completely different experiences. So, yes, for the most part, it is supposed to show you a path, but sometimes it will also just show you something your subconscious is putting together, and it's up to you to decipher it. If that makes sense. But as she falls asleep, what's everybody else doing?
What time does
It's
she
like
fall asleep?
It's like 2 o'clock in the morning now.
It's
Right.
almost 2:30.
Yeah.
Going to
So
bed.
I'm, yeah. I'm just gonna lay out my bedroll beside my bed because she's sleeping in my bed, and I will go to sleep there.
Before you go to bed, I'll like pull out of my like little dazed mental whatever
watch.
to be like, are you good to keep watch and think, like not stay up, but to be aware for her so I can leave.
Yes, of course. And I've got Yukina with me as well. So there should not be a problem.
Okay, so I'll go back to my room then.
And he'll lock the door after they leave then, before he goes to bed.
Perfect.
Hey, for sure, bro.
Because
For
I
sure,
guess I'm
Swatch.
processing to do.
They just had one of the players just fucking dose the entire group. So, yeah. That was interesting. Okay. And Valeran? You just, you heading back to your room then?
Yeah, it's been an interesting night. I'm gonna go catch some Z's.
Okay. Y'all head to your beds, and I would like to... Those of you who are still awake, as you head to bed, try and go to sleep. Mushrooms is not always the easiest thing to sleep after. I would like a con save to try and get to sleep.
I can roll it if you want me to, but I don't think I'm really sleeping anyways.
Apparently, neither am I.
Zynn, you fall right asleep.
I mean, it makes sense. I had pretty nice trip. Like, I had comforting mother stories, like I was a child again, you know? It was a pretty good trip.
Valeran, it takes you about another, 3 hours before you're actually able to fall asleep. The things you saw during your trip, they kind of play
Not warm
over...
and fuzzy.
What's that?
We're not warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, no. They play over and over in your mind. How you kept seeing the Thayan wizards. And how you decimated. And then basically damn near an army of them. So it takes you a good, I'm going to say 3 hours before you're actually able to fall asleep. And give me con save anyways. Alright. So, how long are you staying up thinking about what you saw?
So I feel like it's like a situation where I'm like laying in bed, like staring at the ceiling, and like if I sleep, it's like pure exhaustion overtaking me because there is that trip was essentially everything Ren has ever dealt with in her entire life. Every big issue. So, like, maybe an in and out situation.
So what you're saying is you're probably not going to get your full rest.
Yep.
Okay. When you finally do, I'm going to say your con save then was to try and stay awake instead of eventually falling asleep. If that's what you're after.
I don't think I can. I think she doesn't want to face anything with her eyes closed, ideally.
Okay. So, Ren, over the course of the night, every time you begin to drift off to sleep, you kind of are aware of it and you snap your eyes open, forcing yourself to stay awake. And for you guys to get your long rest, Valeran, are you staying in bed till you have your long rest, or are you going to wake up earlier?
Nah, I'll get up at like 9 because it's a night shot. It was interesting, but it's just a loss as a long rest.
All right. So, Zynn and Ray, you are going to get your long rest in. Valeran and Ren, you are not going to get the benefits of a long rest, and you do get 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
And with that, we are going to take a small break, like 5 minutes.
Sure, sounds good.
Cool.
Excellent. We will be back. See you in a few minutes. So,
Cool.
the next morning, you all wake up. Wow.
Am I gonna have enough time to sneak away to the locksmiths and back before everybody else wakes up?
Well, Ray is going to be the first person.
Well, I only sleep for 4 hours. That's the only reason I was asking.
You know what? Yeah, you probably wake up like a couple hours before Ray. Yes.
And I don't think Renner and I slept at all.
Nope.
So if it was about 2:30, Zynn, you need at least 4 to 6 hours.
Yes, it says 4 hours for the Reverie or whatever, but we can always tag on a couple extra if you want because of the
So
mushrooms.
yeah, for Reverie, it's 4 to 6. As long as you get 4 to 6, you're good.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You wake up and you head off to the locksmith. How long are you spending there?
Well, how long is it gonna take me to make an attempt?
Wasn't it 1 per hour? And I think you needed like the DC was like 25.
It is 25. Yeah.
So how long?
I don't remember how much. I don't remember how many. I just want to be there for an hour.
All right, give me one attempt.
Inspiration point.
If you can hear me, I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. My headphones died.
Yep.
At 20, huh?
Yeah, with my plus 7.
Uh-huh. So, what, remember what the
What
prize
was
was?
Yeah. So it was my 1,000 gold back that I paid to buy the lock. And he said he might have some jobs for me after I finish.
Congratulations. You've done it. You've learned quite the skill. Now, I believe it was... He was supposed to give you more on top of what you paid for the lock.
I only remember that he would give the money back, but I don't remember if he said he was going to give any extra on top. Because my main focus was making sure I could pay back Ren.
I think...
And because I know he promised jobs, potentially. So,
yeah, I'm pretty
I don't
sure
know
he
how you wanna
also
play
he
that.
also promised you. I know he promised you something. I can't remember the amount. So let's go
Might-
with 1,000. No,
Okay.
that's too much. 500. Give me
Yeah, 500 sounds more in line with what he would have given, like, as a bonus.
Now I
Sweet.
do have some jobs, if you're interested.
I mean, are they paying jobs?
Would they be a job without it? Without payment?
The term job means a lot of things to different people. I'm finding out in this place. Sometimes people think you should work for free.
Oh, good sir. That's called slavery. Yeah, no.
What types of jobs would they be?
The type where you say you're in or you're out, and then I tell you what the job is. But if you are in, you are in.
I see.
3 words. Book of Vecna.
Yeah, Zynn ponders this. Well, what I would say is, if I were to accept the job, the only ground rules I would have is that, one, I'm not here to intentionally hurt anybody. And number 2, if I am doing a job to get something for somebody, it is something that is rightfully owed to them.
It was nice to meet you. Have a good day.
Zynn bows and takes his leave.
All right. Let me see where the locksmith was compared to the. All right. Where is the locksmith? Bazaars, Opponent Shop, Blackstaff Tower, Balloon Tears Apothecary, Awning Portal. That was. Where is the locksmith? Scale Smithy, Healthar Leatherworker, Tanner, Fine Leather, Blob Shop, Serpentine. Oh, that's books. What the fuck is it? Shield Shop, Swords, House of Song. Like, it had locksmith in the name, did it not? There it is. Golden Key Locksmith,
yeah.
C26.
Yeah, I think it should be one of the highlighted ones too.
It'd probably take you about 20 minutes to get there. Would take you about 5 minutes, maybe less. Do that, and then another 20 minutes back. So, yeah. I mean, even Ray's probably still gonna be sleeping for another hour. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
Well, I thought the thing took a full hour to make the attempt, so.
That was more like when you were actually trying to because
Pick the lock, right?
yeah, like if it took you an hour to do it, he wouldn't be offering you a job, right?
Okay, I got you. Yeah, it's just like if I didn't pass, that would have been an hour of failure type
Yeah.
deal. Understood. Makes sense. I guess from there, I'm heading back. I guess there's nothing else I really need to do.
So what are you doing for the last hour before Ray wakes up?
I guess I don't. Is there when I come into the inn? Is there like I'll ask Durnan if he has any like casual books.
He looks at you, kind of like cocks his head to the side. Son, does this look like a library?
No, but I thought perhaps you might have a book or two of some sort of latest fiction or I can't use the words fiction, something as an entertaining read around.
I have alcohol.
Fair enough. And then with that, Zynn will take his leave, and maybe he'll just kind of like clean his gear some more, make sure it's all oiled and sparkling.
All right. And are you doing that in your room?
Yes, quietly.
All right. As you oil up your gear and such, that'd probably be about 7:30. It's probably about 7:30, maybe almost 8 at this point. And as you're oiling up your gear, Yukina begins to stir. Ray, you begin to feel in your sleep some sort of presence hovering over you. Feel like some small wind on your face, and you hear, You open your eyes to see Yukina kind of standing over you, smelling you. About an inch away from your face.
As Ray opens her eyes, she kind of gets like startled as like what's going on, and then she has to like, she'll like quickly sit up and back into a corner a little bit, and then kind of just like pan around the room to make sure that like to kind of ground herself.
Yeah, in one corner you see Zynn sitting at the desk in a chair. He seems to be doing some maintenance on his gear.
Okay, so she, I guess, will just like, realizing that she's fine, she'll start to settle down and then slowly climb out of bed.
The events of last night kind of come back to you. And you remember some of your dreams from the night before. And you remember seeing your mother's face, your own face, the face of some Thayan wizard. You begin to wonder what it all means. But other than that, what would you like to do?
Ray will just like get up, and I am assuming she'll like put on her cloak, or if she has it on already, she'll just like I don't know, like tidy herself up the best she can, put her hood on, and then slowly heads for the door as if she's just gonna go downstairs for food. But she says nothing, and she's moving very like somberly.
Then you see Ray kind of just get up without saying a word, just leaves the room, heads downstairs.
Zynn will give it a few minutes because she seems to not be in the greatest mood before he follows.
Yeah, you can kind of sits there next to you, watches her leave, looks back at you and says, "Drugs are bad, okay?"
Perhaps for some and better for others.
Just a really quick question. What is like the orientation of our rooms? Like, would I notice if Ray walked past my room or no?
Ray, did you shut your door on the way out?
I stayed in Zin's room.
Right.
Oh,
Did you shut Zinn's room door?
No, I just walked down the hall. Just kind of like a zombie almost.
Ren, you have one level of exhaustion, so give me your
Mm-hmm.
perception disadvantage. She wasn't stealthing, so I'll say yeah. With a 12, you hear footsteps, like out front of your door, and then going away from your door.
I'll peek my head out because I guess I wouldn't know exactly who it is. But I'll peek my head out, and if I see it's Ray, I won't necessarily I won't necessarily interact, but I am gonna follow. Does Ray look like Ray?
Yeah, her hair's probably a little disheveled, but clothes are wrinkly like she slept in them, because, you know, she did.
Okay, great. Gonna grab a cloak, my cloak, which is probably absolutely massive on her, or just like whatever I would wear. Take it off and go, like, come up behind her, let her know I'm there, and then drape it over her, so that she is hidden.
I already have my cloak and my hood up too.
Okay, that's mostly what I'm wondering, is if you're just going downstairs with just obviously yourself.
Yeah, and then I had like pulled my hood up and like my head is low and I have my cloak on.
Okay, then I'll just come downstairs. I'll still have my stuff with me, but I'll just come and keep an eye on things.
Okay. As you head down the stairs, Ray, where are you going? What are you doing?
Just to like our usual table where we have breakfast.
Okay. And Ren follows you. Seems like Zynn isn't coming down right this moment. Valeran is, it's still another 45 or so before he said he'd get up, so.
No, I never got to sleep.
Oh, you never got to sleep at all? I thought you were just like you were 3 hours from them would have been like.
Oh, I thought if you failed the con save, you didn't get sleep at all.
No. That's why I said you.
Oh, my bad.
You got to sleep about 3 hours later.
Okay, I'm a dumbass.
But
Yeah, but I'm still gonna wake up early.
Yeah, like, and you said about 9 o'clock, so you wouldn't have your long rest, so you would have exhaustion, but.
Okay, cool. Never mind. Yeah, I'll come downstairs and I'm gonna see if I can sneak up behind Ray. If Ray's facing away from the stairs, or if Ray's already down there.
Not yet. You said
Oh,
9
my bad,
o'clock.
my bad.
It's only like just after 8.
Oh, then I'll shut up. Never mind. I'm gonna sit
Oh,
right
I
here.
thought he said he was getting up at 7.
No, I said it was about 7. That was Zynn who was getting up earlier.
Ignore me.
So anyways, Ray, you sit down. Ren, you sit down as well. Or any discussion the two of you wish to have before a waitress comes over or anything?
I'll just
You cut out.
evaluate based on. I'll just have a look at Ray, and I have a feeling she's not looking chatty, so we can just sit in silence.
Yeah, like Ray just like sits at the table, says like she isn't sitting right beside Ren like always. She's a little bit more distant, like she doesn't want it like the contact. And then she just sits there and like puts her head down and her hands on the table and like says nothing.
And I'm sitting here just observing, and then when a waitress comes over, I'll just like try to like quietly order food for both of us and milk warm.
Then when are you coming down?
Like 10 or 15 after. How somber she was. I was going to give her a moment to kind of get herself together. But before I go down, I'll go over to Yukina and I'll thank Yukina for taking care of Ray, and let Yukina know that she can kind of go back to her realm for a little bit and enjoy herself before I need her again for some R&R.
Sending me away again, she says in Draconic, and she poofs out of existence.
And then he'll head downstairs.
All right. So they're just getting their food. Actually, I guess they've probably been eating for a couple minutes. By the time you get down there, she says, "I'll be right over to the plate, dear." And she disappears back. You sit there across from Ren and Ray, and nobody's really talking. Ray's looking a little somber.
I am eating more than usual, but less ravenously.
And Ray's just kind of like taking little tiny like bird-sized pieces and eating them like just slowly and picking through things and only picking out like little bits. She's eating like very small amount of food. and she hasn't touched her milk.
So Zynn will pipe up to Ren initially, like, "Oh, Ren, I actually have the money you lent me for the lockpicking. I went and saw the Smith this morning to collect my reward. So when before we leave, we'll go, if you don't mind coming back to my room, and I can give you your money, because it is like 1,000 gold. So I'm not saying that out loud, that part.
You
But yeah.
gave me money yesterday.
No, that was the party money. This is, I owe you this directly.
There's more money?
Yes, there's more money.
I just look over towards the bar and just be like, more meat.
Yes, lots more meat if you want it.
Just have another plate, thank you.
Ren can have all the meat she wants at this point. And then after that, he'll does he notice that Ray is not drinking her milk?
You mean insight? Yeah, you can tell something's weighing on Ray. Yeah. What's up, Knight of Ice?
Zynn
How's
will
it
kind of
going?
look at Ray and be like, so that was quite the tea we had last night.
Ray will say nothing and just like nod her head.
It seems it was better for some and not so good for others.
She says nothing.
Yeah, Ray dosed to the group
is
with
that
fucking
something you're
some
accustomed to?
ritualistic mushrooms last night. So
And in like a really
Yeah.
small, whispery voice, Ray will just say, "It's meant to give you visions," and then say nothing else.
Question. Would Ren have realized why why the visions happened, or just like this was a weird thing that happened and I don't understand it, and then I went in my room and I still don't understand, and now you guys are talking about tea and now I'm like, wait, oh we did, oh okay.
yeah, I'm gonna say with this conversation, probably put 2 and 2 together, and not get 5.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's just like just dawning on, like, I don't know what Ren was thinking it was, but something happened last night. No idea what. But now she's
Everybody
like,
had
"Oh,
a
wait."
mediocre or a good trip,
Oh, because we
except
had
the
the
person
tea
who
right
dosed them. They failed every
before.
single wisdom save, and she had a bad fucking trip.
So did we all? Okay, everything's making more sense. Why Ray is being quiet? I just like nothing had math wasn't mathing in Ren's brain before. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, so it was bad for also you, and for you. You seem okay. Like looking at Zynn, like you're good. You're good. Did your
yes,
parents also die? Badly.
I mean, in real life or last night? Last night was quite pleasant.
last
Past
night.
past is different. Yeah, no.
Your
last
parents
night
are
was
actual dead. Last night, not dead. My parents, not dead. Last night, yes, dead.
Holy fuck.
huh? Huh? Zynn is now confused. He'll stop himself and be like, I had quite the pleasant night last night. It was quite enjoyable. Thank you very much, Ren. It was very nice to see some of those I've lost again in a comforting manner. It was interesting,
Right?
but it was quite
Right,
enjoyable.
Knight?
And then he'll turn back to Ray. As for real life, one parent is unknown and the other is no longer with us.
Oh. Okay. And then I'll just continue eating my new plate of meat.
You guys are almost done your breakfast. At this point, Valeran, you awake.
I'll head downstairs, and as I head downstairs, I'll try and do it surreptitiously so as to enter the main room without the party's notice.
Stealth. Disadvantage due to exhaustion.
Oh, yeah. If I can find the dang label. Nope. Thump, thump, thump. Stumbling down the stairs.
Valeran, you get a little ways down the stairs and you're like, I'm super sneaky. Unfortunately, you then accidentally step into a spittoon, and your foot gets caught, and you kind of stumble, spittoon on one foot, through the
Please don't.
through the place, through
Please
the
tell me
town.
it's empty.
It's not.
God damn it. Alright, does it look like Ray's noticed me?
Oh, fuck yeah, everybody. Well, you know what? Ray, roll me. You can roll a perception if you want, or you can just notice him, or not notice him. Up to you. But
No, I
everybody
don't
else,
notice
yeah,
anything.
the rest of you definitely fucking notice.
Then I'm going to sneak up behind Ray and cast Minor Illusion on the meat in front of her and make it look like it's lunging at her. Just to be a dick.
Holy shit, dude! Holy fuck!
You're fucking with Ray?
Ray.
The one who drugged me last night? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie,
Actually,
I'm
kinda fair.
surprised more people aren't upset that they got dosed. Personally, I would be so fucking angry.
I mean, I had a great time, so I can't be that upset. You know what
It's
I
a
mean?
tradition. You can't be mad at traditions.
I didn't put two and two together, man. Until way after the fact.
Ray, as you're sitting there, like, you know, picking at your food, all of a sudden one of the pieces of meat on your plate just kind of like starts shifting on its own, and you begin to think, oh shit, it hasn't worn off yet. It hasn't worn off, and then all of a sudden it like looks like it leaps off the plate at you, directly at your face. How do you react?
I will jump, pushing my plate across the table, probably spilling food everywhere, and then I'll just like scramble backwards until I hit, I'm assuming, this wall of the well, and then I'll just like pull my hood closer down over my face, close my eyes, and then like bring my knees up and wrap my arms around my knees, just like terrified.
And at this point, you notice Val. Where did Val's token go? I lost Val.
He's over here. I got y'all. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
At this point, you notice Val. And Val, how do you react to her reaction?
Giggling hysterically, maniacally. Good morning. Did we have fun last night?
I'm starting to get the sense that not everyone had as much fun as I did last night.
I did not have fun last night.
Yeah. Not fun.
I'd have had more fun if I knew what was coming.
Yeah, maybe warnings are good next time.
Yeah, maybe a little bit about a little disclaimer before having said tea again would be nice.
Not
Okay.
against the tea, just warning.
I enjoyed the tea. I would just like to know about the tea before it happens.
Yeah, that's it.
But Zynn will come over to see if Ray's okay.
I'm eating the food off the ground.
Yeah, at this point,
Damn.
you guys do realize that most of the tavern is staring at you. The spittoon that is now knocked over in the middle of the floor, that I'm sure Valeran had taken off his foot. Ray tossing pretty much everything off a table and then scrambling back. And everybody eventually goes back to the meal, except Durnan, who comes over. Everything all right here? As he watches Ren pick up a piece of ham off the floor and take a bite.
Just some arcane hijinks.
You own a bar. Can't be new.
Also 9 o'clock in the morning, and unless you were up all night drinking or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not too
Get
far
rid of
off,
Something.
Durnan. It was an interesting night. But no, all is well. It's just a prank.
Well, try not to destroy my place while you pull your pranks, huh?
Yes, of course. And then Zynn will slip him 2 gold pieces. Thank you, Durnan.
Aye. And he walks back behind the bar. Ray. You didn't say what you were doing after you freaked out and realized it was Valeran.
I'll just like get up and then say nothing and just sit back at the table.
Okay. So, what is your guys' plan for the day?
Well, I plan on disguising Ray up again. And then I would like, if everyone's okay with it, head to Haleth's funeral.
Okay.
And I need to do more shopping. I'm gonna run back to Arcane Bob because I forgot 2 things. Because I'm slow.
Okay. Does anybody else have some shopping they want to do now that you guys got yourself a pretty fat sack of gold?
Oh yeah, and Zynn is also giving Val 500 gold as well, because to pay back for the lockpicking. So,
Oh, thank you.
but I mean that'll have to be upstairs. So I will also ask.
Yeah,
her
that's
to
cool.
come
That's cool.
upstairs with me to do that. So do all that fun stuff. I wouldn't mind buying a couple magical arrows.
Okay.
Oh, dang it. I do want to buy something, but I don't know what.
Well,
What type of thing are you looking for?
I don't know.
you have bracers of defense?
Or a
No.
lightning javelin?
I have very little, you guys. I mostly have an axe.
All right, so for yourself, I would suggest things like braces of defense, cloak or ring of protection. A luck stone is always good.
Depending on your health, an amulet of health will set your constitution to like 19, which is kind of cool.
My
that's-
constitution's already like really high.
Oh, that's cool. Is your strength really high too, probably?
Yeah, my strength and my con are like beautiful.
Cool. Never mind then. I got nothing. Maybe a custom axe.
Excuse me, are you saying my axe isn't perfectly gorgeous?
No, like I like to collect spells. Maybe you like to collect axes. More is always better.
He's right. Javelin of Lightning is also good, and it's not attunement, so it is pretty fucking bomb for early levels.
Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
for
I'm
just
also reading the
for
bracers of
something
defense.
ranged for her too, because like there's gonna be times where she can't just be in there. So to have something to do.
Yeah, because
that's
that's
not
what I
just
use
throwing
for the
with-
javelins. So having a better javelin would actually be a good idea.
Yeah, Google or look at the compendium and read it. It's pretty sweet. It's like you can use its command word once a day and then throw it 120 feet, and it's like 4d6 lightning damage, or javelin damage plus 4d6 lightning damage. Once
Dang.
a day.
So those are the ones
This is a
we
principle
can
I
think of
feel.
off the top of our head for you to check out.
Yeah.
What about you, Ray? You feeling like shopping?
Well, once Ray's like, I guess, like in her disguise, she'll just follow the group. She's not really saying anything. She doesn't really care, but she'll stick close to like Zynn and Yukina and just go where they go.
So, I guess with that, you guys have your breakfast. By the time everybody's done breakfast, you guys are heading back upstairs. I'm thinking probably about 9:30. You have 2.5 hours until the funeral. Oh. I believe everybody's
take
going
some
back
time
to
to-
Zinn's room by the sounds of it, so that he can do her disguise kit, and you all can count out money.
Loonies. Yeah.
You-
They can all get rich.
All right. To expedite this, yeah, you guys go up to the room. Zynn, are you going to let them count out their own money while you do her disguise kit? As both of these things might take you a few minutes, and it will press you for time.
Well, I would probably have that money already set aside because the guy gave me 1,000 and then he gave me 500, so I'm literally taking that 1,000 and 500 to the two of them. So, I might not have it with the rest of the money. If that
But
makes
again,
sense.
500 gold is a very large amount.
Oh yeah, I can't just have it sitting around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
unless you're carrying literally
I'll
like.
give it to Val to count out. No
Smart
offense.
Smart move. All right, so you guys head up. Valeran, you count out 500 for yourself, 1,000 for Ren. Ray sits down in the chair, and I'm guessing still isn't really saying anything.
No, she's kind of just like, she's not as excited as she was the first time she had this disguise kit. She doesn't like swoon or like any of the things. She's just kind of like sitting there. She's like playing with her hair a little bit, and then she like pulls her hood up and is just waiting to go.
Okay. Zynn,
Yeah.
roll it.
Okay. So it's 1 per hour, I think, is the goal here. Wow.
So I'm gonna say that one took you probably about an hour.
Yeah.
So you guys got an hour and a half left before the memorial, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. How far away is that from us? I think it's like a little bit. It's not like right beside us.
Pretty good distance, I think. Was it S22? Nope.
Isn't it up in the ends, northeast corner for the funeral? Like 51 or 57 something.
Yeah, I could find it if I could see the map, but I don't. It's N73.
So, from where you are,
Because we're down at like C48 or something like that, like down here, right?
yeah. So, yeah, if it was going to take you, what, I said an hour last time to get to Arcane Bob's, it's going to be about 55 minutes to get there. That's going to leave you 35 minutes if you want to do something.
Yeah, I think we just mosey that way. I don't think there's anything there. Because, like, magical arrows I'd get from Arcane Bobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then, yeah, I don't think we'd have enough time to hit that up on the way. But yeah. So, If anybody else wants to do something before we get there, that's fine. But if not, I'm okay to just to kind of mosey that way. Also, what's Ray looking like this time?
The same.
Okay, she's a hot elf again, based on her description.
Yeah, she didn't really, since she wasn't saying much, she really didn't give you any guidance, so you just went with what you did before.
Cool. But it looks, I feel, I'm pretty happy with the disguise, I assume.
Indeed.
Okay.
You're like, look at the master at work.
I do want to buy things, but I don't have to do it before the funeral.
Yeah, because it's going to take you guys an hour and a half to get there, I don't think you guys are going to have enough time to make it to Arcane Bob's, do your shopping, and then go back.
Yeah,
Just
that's
if we
so fair.
passed, also if we pass like a little vendor or something that has like flowers, or if there's somewhere that's growing that I can just pick a couple.
Let's see. I believe there is a florist. I'm sure I saw a florist. This.
Oh yeah, would there be? Oh, I don't even know. Would there be anything that's like a orcish traditional like gift for funeral type thing?
In Waterdeep, you're probably not going to find much in the way of orcish stuff. I will be honest.
Just
on
like, is
that.
there like an idea of like a thing that isn't specifically an orc thing necessarily?
I mean, if I find the florist, you can probably find one. Azure's Flower Shop. We're looking for Azure's Florist Shop. Or sorry, the Azure's Florist Shop.
They need a better system for this.
I mean, this map's been around a long fucking time too. Find nuts. Sorry, 12-year-old moment. Ah, I did find a storage place though.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna mark it.
Oh, there's a place called the Gentle Mermaid.
Sounds like a stripper club.
It's a feast hall. This.
Feast your eyes on these.
Oh my god.
251 for the storage. I'm not finding this flower shop though.
Me either, but Aurora's whatever thing is everywhere.
Realm shop. It's a it's the real version of Arcane Bob's. It's basically they just have like a counter and then you like put money in a box and yeah. Yeah, Squatch, I might be able to do that.
Could there
Yeah.
possibly be like a flower vendor on our walk towards?
You know what?
Like, do we
Sure,
notice
why
anything like
not?
that?
We'll just
Like,
do
'cause
this,
it just might be a
little
poor
stall.
person selling them out of a cart, you know?
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, so you guys begin walking, and looks like you're gonna be there a few minutes early, and you guys see a stand selling flowers. Right about here.
Okay, Ray will just like walk up to the
All right, Squatch.
the vendor, I guess, and just like
I'll try
point
that.
to a bouquet, and then like softly whisper how much.
Dearie, these are one of my best ones. So let's say a gold for this bouquet.
She'll just Ray will just pull the flowers out of the bucket or whatever they're in, and then just hand the woman a gold piece, and then nod and kind of go back with the group.
Hold on, give me. Wait, dearie. You have a very somber look about yourself. Are you going to a funeral by chance?
Ray will just like nod.
Oh, those are more for celebration. Tell you what, put those back. And she looks around and she finds a bouquet of red roses. These ones are about the same price, but they're a little more fitting for where you're going, dear.
Okay, Ray will just like hand her the bouquet she grabbed, and then like take the roses, and then like her head is low, and she'll just say thank you.
Not a problem, dearie. I hope things start looking up for you.
She just like nods to the woman and then like heads back to the group.
All right, well, you guys continue on and you get to the gates. Same statues are there. And as you pass through the gates and you're about to head inside, you guys hear chanting that seems to be coming from probably the back of the building outside, but it seems that it's probably coming from the right side.
Like good chanting? Like it's coming from the are we at like a church? Like, what would you call it?
It's a temple.
Is it coming from the temple, right?
No, around, like outside of the temple, around the right side of the building. Like you guys are on the temple property.
Oh yeah.
Okay, is it like okay? Oh, is it like good or bad chanting? Like, does it sound like happy or aggressive or like what?
It sounds like spells being cast.
Can we have a sampling?
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?
I knew that was coming.
Ooga
what-
chaka,
what the
ooga
fuck you
chaka,
want here?
ooga.
It sounds like a spell is being cast. Okay, use your imaginations on this one.
I like it better when you do it.
Can we try to like see if we can get some line of sight as to what's going on?
Yeah, sure. As you peek around the corner, you do see a handful of clergy, priests, priestesses, clerics, acolytes, and they all seem to be in what were once white robes, which are now brownish and tattered. Almost rags, honestly. You can't see who's chanting, although you can hear many voices. They seem to all be crowded in one small area. Many of, in fact, most of the people you can see, their heads are bowed.
And they seem to be like the clergy of this temple.
No, they're Shar. I'm just kidding. Yes, they're this temple's.
Okay. I mean, I don't know their religion very well, so unless anyone else does something, I'm just gonna back away around the corner.
Is it? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Zynn knows them as Ilmater, which is the group that saved Valeran when he died initially. So, and that's the temple we're going to where he worships. So he's just gonna kind of walk forward casually, because he probably thinks that that's the direction for the service.
And Ray will follow as well.
Oh, this
I'll go
is
with.
good music for this. Yeah, sure. You guys all head over. And as you reach the area, you begin to get a better view. You don't see anybody who is not dressed in the filthy, tattered rags, other than yourselves. Until you begin to hear a woman weeping. As you look over, you do see somebody also dressed in rags, but these were never white. These are black. Which is a veil over her face. And those chanting seem to have, each of them, there's about 6 of them, and they all have their hand in the coffin, touching Haleth's body as they chant. And as it ends, you hear once again a familiar voice. It's the same woman who Selenu? Yeah. Selenu. Sister Selenu. She says, "Today we mourn the loss of one of our own. He's gone to be with Ilmater. His suffering is at an end. He lived a good life, helping those he could, at great risk to himself. Same as we all do. And sorry, if you guys want to use the music I'm using for this, it's really fitting. It's Lost by Adrian von Ziegler.
Okay.
It is, yeah, it's very fitting. You can hear a piano, or I guess an organ, along with a piano and a violin.
Ziegler.
In chat.
Thank you.
And it's a very somber tune, which just kind of accentuates the sobs of what you would assume to be his wife. Next to her is a very small child, maybe 4 or 5. The child isn't really crying, but he does seem sad, almost like he doesn't realize what is exactly going on, but his mother is crying and sad, so he's mirroring those emotions. Sister Selenu continues. He leaves behind his wonderful wife, Benefe. And his son, Haleth II. Though it feels like a time of mourning, we should not mourn. We should rejoice. Though he is lost to us, his good deeds throughout his life have surely sent his soul to where it should be. He was a great friend to all here. Never a word of ill have I heard about this man. Surely he will be missed. And now, if Benefe is ready, we will lower him in great honor of this great man. She looks over at Benefe, and Benefe nods, but her wailing gets ever louder as he's lowered into the ground. The casket is shut. She falls to her knees and watches as the casket is lowered. Thank you all for being here. And she looks past most of the people there at your group. And thank you to the friends he found down in the depths that brought his body back. And she gives you all a nod.
Zynn will give a solemn nod back with a bit of a bow.
Ray will like walk up and like hand her the flowers.
And I just lower my head in recognition.
Valeran, what are you doing? You doing a jig or what?
Valeran looks conflicted. His thoughts are his own.
Fair. And Ray, you said you're walking over and giving the flowers. Are you giving them to Sister Selenu, or are you giving them to Benefay?
I'll give them to Selenu or whatever, because she's giving the speech, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll hand them to her.
She takes them graciously and nods. She looks over at Benefay and says, "We will give you as much time as you'd like before we fill in the grave. Come find me when you are ready." Benefay nods, though does not stop sobbing. And she kind of leans over to Benefay, puts an arm around her shoulder, and gives her a hug, and whispers something in her ear, as the rest of the clergy begin to solemnly disperse, going back about their daily duties. And with that, she then approaches you. I'm going to say she put the flowers on the small gravestone they've got there. And then she approaches you. "I am glad you were here. I don't know if she's up to it yet, but she might want to speak with you." As she turns her gaze towards Benefay.
Of course. We will be in the city for a while, of course. So whenever she's ready, I mean, of course we'll be in and out and venturing, but no rush. If she wishes to speak with us, she can whenever she likes.
She nods. Says, "Thank you again. At least we know where he ended up." And she does say that since he had become a revenant, I'm not overly certain that he is where I said in my speech, but don't mention that to her. She will need comfort. And at this moment, you notice that Benefay is not sobbing as hard. However, you do notice Sister Selenu's eyes are tearing up very quickly. And she says, I must go. And she immediately begins to hobble herself back towards the temple. As she does, you guys can see that her shoulders are kind of shaking with her own sobbing. Anybody who wishes can do either, I'm going to say, a religion, probably either a religion or an insight. Maybe even an arcana. Yeah, religion, insight, or arcana. Remember, those of you who have disadvantage.
I cannot roll shit.
I like how Ren laughs. It's even worse than Ray's. It's just not a nat one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zynn, you are pretty sure that since the clergy of Ilmater are about removing suffering and taking it upon themselves, that Sister Selenu, with that last whisper, used some sort of divine magic, which took some of Benefe's pain, which is why her sobbing has calmed down, and now Sister Selenu's, though being very stoic during her speech, she begins to sob as she walks away.
Ooh, they can take away emotional pain too. That's cool. I mean, not really take away transfer.
So, what do you all want to do?
Ren's always already thinking about the things that she could buy with all the money.
Right?
Oh.
DM's damn near in tears over his own heartfelt description, and Ren's like, so shopping now? Like,
Looking at
Okay,
the wristwatch.
in my
It was
defense,
very well done.
I didn't play very many sessions with Haleth, literally one versus I think you guys had 4. So I don't know Haleth. But earlier I maybe did. I didn't. What? I mean, wasn't about to say I shed a tear because I definitely didn't.
Haleth was a sensitive man.
Val would know that better than anybody. But hey, at least Val remembered his name.
This time. Finally. In death.
after he
That's no longer
fucking
an issue.
dies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was already dead, to be fair.
There
After
you
he
go.
died
See?
for a
See?
second time. Before that, it was just the Revenant.
Zinn's got it.
Oh my goodness.
So, a shopping?
Yeah, we were shopping.
Shopping.
The two
Nobody
greedy-
wants to talk to the widow or the child, eh? All right, you guys can go shopping.
Well, I thought that we were gonna wait for her to come to us. That's kind of like where my head's at.
Well, that was kind of why I was saying, like, she's not as sobby as she was before.
Okay, yeah. If
Ah.
I'm noticing that she's feeling better, then I'll go. I'll go talk to her.
Well, I mean, she's still crying, but she's not like, "Ah!"
Yeah. She's like quiet sobbing, not
Yeah.
like crying.
Yeah, I'm still standing back. This is not Ren's strong point in life. I'll hang back and listen.
Okay. So,
Have they covered the body yet?
yeah, they closed the coffin and they lowered it down.
Okay.
Why?
Can Ren? Oh, never mind.
No reason. Just curious.
Oh. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna do something shady.
I was kidding in the chat about. Remember when I said Val's thoughts are his own, but he looks conflicted? My comment in the chat was Val is telling himself, this is not the time to cast Animate Dead.
Holy shit!
He's back.
Oh my god.
Again.
It's like that fucking item in Baldur's Gate 3, just resurrect. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna resurrect this guy, this person, give it, because it just says it resurrects them. Not thinking, hey, it's an item from a witch, I probably shouldn't use it. I used it to resurrect her husband, and, yeah. It turned him into a zombie.
Yeah, what could go wrong with
freaked
that?
the fuck out.
So ungrateful.
Right? But anyways, yeah, you guys approach.
Can Ray just like walk up to her slowly and just like give her a hug?
One second. You go to give her a hug, and you know what? She doesn't have disadvantage because you're not a weird-looking cat girl at the moment.
Well, and also, didn't she ask to speak with our group? So she
yes,
would
but
have
she
an
didn't
idea
know
of
what
who
you
we
guys.
were.
She didn't know, like, she wasn't really paying attention to who you were. She just knows that the people who brought him back were coming back for the funeral. But since you are a very pretty elf, this human woman doesn't recoil, whereas a creature that she's never seen before, she would probably recoil from. But yeah, you go in, you give her a hug, and as you hug her, you can feel the wetness on her cheeks, the shaking of her chest as she's still crying. Not sobbing, but she is crying.
Okay, Ray will just like pull back from her hug and be like, she'll kind of like brush a tear away from off her cheek, like really gently, and in like her sultry kind of elven voice, she will just say, "Your husband loved you very much," and then kind of like release her from her embrace.
Thank you. He was a wonderful man.
And then Ray will say that he was, and then give like a little kind of like head nod or like a bow, and then kind of go back with the group. And then hopefully she'll realize who we are.
Is anybody else approaching, or are you guys just kind of like standing in front of her, the rest of you? Other than Ren, who's in the background.
Well, I was walking up to her, so I assume like I'm like pretty close to her at this point.
Sure. Do you say anything or do anything?
Well, I was gonna ask, does she notice me approaching as well, or is she kind of in her own thoughts?
I mean, as she saw Ray walk away back towards the rest of you, she doesn't really say anything, but she does regard the group.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be as I walk up, I'll be like, Benefe, was it?
Yes.
We heard that you might want to speak with us. We were the party that was traveling with Haleth after he had passed the first time, and we helped set him to rest.
Bro.
What did she know, right? Or no? Am I crazy?
You don't know if she knows or not, but okay.
No. I guess I would just say that we helped set him
Oh,
to
you
rest.
already said it, my guy. You already said it. What do you mean? Past the first time?
Oh,
He walked
I
past
missed-
us
I
in the
missed-
hallway.
I misspoke. It's quite an emotional time, as you can imagine. We were the ones that recovered your husband.
I want you to give me a deception, Zynn.
Ooh.
No. No, that is not what you mean. You did not misspeak. What do you mean? Past the first time. Y'all just sitting there in silence?
At this point,
think-
Val's going to
I'm
look
thinking-
elsewhere as though he's suddenly remembered an appointment that he has and gently drift away.
Can Ray just like grab her hand and be like, "It's been a long day. We understand there's a lot of emotions. Maybe you didn't hear him correctly." And then be like, I don't know. I guess that's it.
She pulls her hand back from you and says, I may be a common folk, but I am not an idiot. And she looks directly at you, Zynn. What did you mean?
Oh, look at that. It's almost the end of the session.
We started 10
well-
minutes late. We still
I was
got
trying
10
to save
minutes.
him.
Sounds like
I
a
was trying to help Sid.
problem.
Come on,
Um,
Zynn, what do you got?
Sure. Whatever. At this point, I'm fed up with her. Your husband, didn't meet the greatest end with a group of very unfitting people that should not have partied, that he should not have been helping at the time, and they crossed him, and we helped put him to rest. That is all you need to know.
She kind of begins to sob a little bit again. And through her sobs, you hear, Did he become an undead?
Zynn is going to attempt to deceive her again, because there's no way he's going to tell her that, and let her know that his spirit was not at rest. And well, I guess it's not really a lie. It's just his spirit was not at rest, and we helped set his spirit free.
At that, says, at least his spirit is no longer tormented. Thank you for bringing him back. Now please, I think I need to be alone. And her child is still there, but doesn't really understand what's happening, as she falls to her knees, wailing once again, realizing that if something becomes, you know what, Valeran, you're gonna get advantage on this, but everybody else can make me a I'm gonna say Arcana or Religion.
And since
Everyone?
Yeah,
Mine's a straight roll because I still have the
correct.
+1.
Valeran, with your original background in Arcana, or sorry, with your original wizard background before you changed it, you are well aware what happens to a soul once it has become an undead. They might still have their soul, but it's been corrupted. So when the undead creature does die, the soul does not go to where it was originally meant to.
Good thing she's asking Zynn and not me.
Nobody say anything.
I'm not volunteering a damn thing.
I'm going to say that her reaction to this, Valeran, she knows it.
Okay.
As she falls to her knees and her small child runs up. Mommy, Mommy. It's okay, Mommy. You'll be back one day, right? Daddy's gonna come back. It's gonna be okay. And with that, we will end the session. So just give me a minute. I'm going to send a raid to somebody and outro my
Whoa, a
stream.
raid.
And I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, I guess a friend of a friend is running some doing a charity stream for BC Children's Hospital, so thought maybe I would check that out. Do a little raid. I don't have a lot of viewers, but you know, I got more than one, so you know,
There
it
you
is
go.
what it is. So with this, oh sorry, I'm trying to outro my stream. 1 second. So with this, everybody, I much appreciate everybody stopped in. I hope y'all had a great time. And I do have another stream tomorrow where I have the Wildmount game, which we are on. Fuck, I don't even know what session. We're pretty high up. They're level 15 or 16 right now, and they are fighting a losing battle for the entire continent. So by all means, please come in for that. And I am going to drop a raid on a friend of a friend, Flannel Jacks. See if I can get this right for once. Raid.
Copy the raid message.
Raid.
It's not letting me copy it.
You have to highlight it all and
I did.
right click,
I
not
did.
by name.
There we go. So with that, thank you everybody for coming out, and everybody have a good time. Be savage or go home. Pieces.